Yesterday, BlackRock bought over $870 million worth of Bitcoin. We saw over $86 million worth of inflows on the Ethereum ETF. And right now, I want to be breaking down what this means. This trend has played out many times before, but now I want to be breaking down what this means here. I want to talk about a very important metrics about when people are taking profit, what we're seeing right now exactly happening in the market. Bitcoin, of course, holding very strong above 110,000 US dollars. I'm going to be all break it down on today's update video. So don't forget to once again watch this video till the end. I'm going to talk about where I think Bitcoin is likely going to be topping out this cycle, about where I will be taking my profits, and of course where most of the traders are taking their profits. So don't forget to once again slap that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So to kick off the video, I want to be of course discussing the imminent short term on Bitcoin. But there's not a lot of stuff happening outside of the fact that Bitcoin looks to be creating a new consolidation phase between the high and the low. And of course, the lower side this time around sitting around 110,000 US dollars, and the top side of the region sitting around 112,000 US dollars. But of course, the major news we got this morning is that BlackRock bought over $870 million worth of Bitcoin. And at the same time, we saw over $110 million worth of inflows coming in on the Ethereum ETF here. So very big inflows coming in here. And in total, the Bitcoin ETF saw an inflow over $900 million. That there is institutional FOMO literally happening right now. We're literally pushing up towards new cumulative all-time highs on the spot Bitcoin ETF. And this is, of course, ultimately very good to see. And I mean, we have seen such trends towards the upside many times before. And actually, the last major expansion phase for the Bitcoin spot ETF was also in November, which was the beginning of the rally, which was also in the middle of the rally towards the upside over here. So really, these spot Bitcoin ETF flows, they do help with, of course, sustaining the rally towards the upside even further. And that is, of course, exactly what we are seeing right now here. Once again, we're starting to see another trend getting started with even more institutional FOMO coming in towards Bitcoin. And as it is, of course, increasing more and more in value, there's probably going to come even more FOMO. And the same potentially could be happening with Ethereum right now as well here. Because on the Ethereum ETF, for the first time in a very long time, we have seen a very big positive flow here. And honestly, that is great for Ethereum. And straight away after we got this news, Ethereum actually straight away pumped up towards a new high here. It is right now forming a new high of the region. But of course, I do want to see some more strength here because Bitcoin is of course hitting new all-time highs, and Ethereum is still particularly weak in this market right now here. I mean, we have been breaking above the middle zone of the market right now here, but of course we want to see that continuation towards the top side all the way up to 4,000 US dollars. I mean, the Bitcoin compared to Ethereum chart does look like it's going to be bouncing from off this point here. And of course, if we're right now looking at the Bitcoin dominance, there's one thing we learned from many cycles before here, and that is that every Bitcoin cycle tops about 12 to 18 months after the Bitcoin halving. And in that same period, if we're looking at the Bitcoin dominance chart, it happens also that in that last 12 to 18 months there, and especially those last 3 months of that phase, we tend to see very exponential gains on altcoins. And probably something similar is once again going to be happening again here. So I am right now preparing for altcoin season 3.0. And really, like I said many times before, whenever it does happen, it happens very quickly. So this is right now definitely the time to prepare. So I have opened up a new trade on Ethereum. And this trade on Ethereum is already making us more than $4,000 in profit right now here. And yes, I showed this trade already whenever it was only a couple dollars in profit. And you could have copied it, or you can still copy if you want to. If you go to the link description of today's video and press on this link right here, guys, you will be able to claim my exact trading bot on Ethereum. I mean, the gains that we have made are very little so far here. Honestly, we're targeting $4,000 on this trade. If you want to be copying my grid trading bot here, go to the link description of today's video. And if you feel like, oh no, I want to set up my own bot, go to the highest link description of today's video. And like you can see, if you register an account right now, you will instantly get a free $30 towards $100 bonus. So make sure to check it out in the link description of today's video. It is extremely valuable if you are interested in trading. Further on, if I'm really looking at Bitcoin right now here, I really still think we have got some steam left in this rally higher. I do really think that probably in the next 3 to 4 months, Bitcoin is going to be topping out here. But of course, in this last phase is usually where the most gains are made. So clearly, if we are looking at the charts, we are having some steam left here, but it's not going to be much longer from off this point here. So you do have to understand that. And it's very easy to, of course, get too overexcited for Bitcoin. That is why I've already set up most of my sell orders, most of my take profit targets. And for me, my ultimate take profit target for Bitcoin is going to be 130 towards about 140,000 US dollars. So yeah, that is my target right now here. We are seeing the breakout on the weekly time frame or on the daily time frame, however you want to be approaching it. And yes, this breakout is once again exactly repeating like it did before. And also we have seen this breakout many times before this as well here. But now it is most likely going to be very likely that we're going to be seeing a lot of strength in the market to see that bigger continuation higher. And what is going to be important is that we're going to be looking at this chart, the net realized profit and loss here, because as soon as we're going to start to see once again a lot of people take profit of the market, then probably we're going to be having a peak here. But as long not a lot of people are taking profit, the rally is sustainable and we are probably going to be seeing higher prices. So this is going to be a very important metrics to be looking at. So whenever we are obviously going to be pushing higher, you will be seeing this chart because I will be showcasing this to you guys out there in the channel. And really for me, it's just going to be very important. As long as the funding rates remain to be particularly negative, it is going to be sustainable. And that is because whenever the funding rates get overheated, that means that basically there's too much hype in the market is overtraded, and usually those times in the market, they mark the top in the market. And whenever everyone is shorting, so the funding rates are negative, it usually tends to mark the bottom. You can literally see it off this chart. It has always in history been the same, and that is why I do still think the rally is sustainable since the funding rates are still particularly neutral. So outside of that, there's not a lot of new stuff happening. So yeah, this was once again it for me on today's update video. Later today, I will be dropping a special video about altcoins. That one is definitely going to be very interesting. So make sure to subscribe to the channel right now with the bell notification enabled. And I see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.